Hello and welcome to another episode of Ghanaian Role Models in Belgium. I am your host, Wusua, and today I am with a very, very important personality in the Ghanaian community here in Belgium. But let him introduce himself. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Wusua.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine by God's grace. And you?
I'm doing very great. I'm doing very well.
Thank you.
We know you as Pastor Theo.
Yeah.
But can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Who is Pastor Theo, your full name, and anything else that you want to add up?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
When you say Pastor Theo, I'm a Ghanaian. My parents are Ghanaian, so I'm a Ghanaian. And my full name is Kwesikuma Opoku.
Okay.
I'm the head pastor of All Believers International Church in Brussels here. And I'm popularly known as Pastor Theo. Yeah, I think that's what I have to tell you.
You just mentioned your name and I didn't hear the Theo inside. So
yes.
How did it come by?
Great. I got a Theo when I became, when I was in school, in college. I was so free with friends, and so one guy said, no, you are like a friend of God. So they started calling me Theo, and the full name is Theophilus.
Theophilus.
But I decided not to take a Christian name, so as time goes on, I took off the Theo away, and I'm known as Kwesikuma Opoku, but people prefer calling me Pastor Theo.
So the Theo is actually not from your parents?
No.
Wow.
It was, let's say, my schoolmates.
Schoolmates.
Who gave it to me.
You grew up in Ghana. You were born in Ghana. You grew up in Ghana.
Oh, I was born in Ghana at a village known as Tano Dumasi. It is in the Ashanti region along the Kumasi-Mampong Road. It's about 18 miles away from Kumasi. That's where I had my elementary education. And then after the elementary school, I was moved to Kumasi, whereby I did my O-levels. And from there, life started moving on. So I was born and bred in Ghana. I stayed there for some time.
And how did life bring you to Belgium? How did you end up here?
Yeah. I had a friend. He was a school friend. And I was working with GAFA, Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association, as an accounts officer there. And one day, the driver and myself were going to Tata Brewery in Accra to buy malt to make the feed meal. And I saw an old Mercedes-Benz which belonged to one of my school mates. So we stopped and then we went to him and said, Elvis, sir, Opoku, do you still follow that accounting? And then in Chi, he said, meaning I was having a very faded shirt. But I bought that shirt from Bonsu Brothers, which I thought it was posh. Posh for me.
Yeah.
So he said, okay, come down, let's have some. You know I don't drink. And that was as far back as 85.
You were not a pastor yet?
No. You just look at the top pocket and I picked 200 cedis those days. He said, okay, if you want drink, then take it up. So when I got back to the car, the driver was an old man. He could be my father by then. So I was very sad for the almost 10 minutes. I was not talking. He said, but he called me Cratchy. Why are you so dumb now? I said, look, that guy who gave me that money was my classmate. He might be older than me, not more than 1 year. But did you hear what he told me? He said, wow. So it was through that I decided that I came to Accra to study for my ACCA.
Okay.
And it landed me in a job here.
Okay.
And this time, this is what the guy is telling me. And I had a friend who has already been in Belgium here for 1 year. He was a Beza. So I wrote to him that, guy, how do you find the place? So after 1.5 years or so, I said, fine, it's enough. I have to travel. And my aim was to go to Canada because Belgium,
Who wants to come to Belgium?
What?
Yeah.
I remember when we got down here, they said, no, you can't go. Your visa is not correct, so you stay here. And it was a big deal, but I had no choice, So I was stuck in Belgium. That is how.
And then how did that lead you to ministry? Like,
I see. I was born Adventist. I was born into the 7 Days Adventist church. Yeah. But when we came here, when you go to church, the pew, you will sit on it. The whites wouldn't bother coming sitting beside you. But that was by then.
There were no African churches or Ghanaian churches?
No, there were no Ghanaian churches there during that time. And because I was an Adventist at home, I decided to go to the 7 Days Adventist.
Yes.
But as time goes on, one day, I heard that a man of God was coming from UK to...
A Ghanaian man of God.
A Ghanaian man of God. His name was Reverend F.E.T.T. Joe. He was the bishop for the European branch of the Brotherhood Church in UK. And he came, I was just supporting, helping them to organize this. And after on, before he left, he said he's got a vision that the Lord says he has to plant the church here and I have to be the one to take over. I said, you are kidding. An Adventist going to a charismatic or spiritual church, that one won't work. But you know what, it's a calling. It
was his vision for you, or it was your calling that you...
Well, like when I went home, the primate told me that under the ground there are gold. But the gold is there, but somebody has to come to help us to tap the gold. So I would say that maybe I was underground, but it was through that man who helped to tap me out. When I was in Ghana, I did all the 7 Day Adventist theological courses. They call something as VOP. But becoming a pastor was the last thing in my mind.
Then why did you do the course?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Because when we were there, we called us missionary volunteers. We studied the Bible thoroughly, and then we were doing correspondence courses and all those stuff. But it wasn't in my mind. It never crossed my mind that I would be a pastor. And I started preaching when I was at the age of 14. But I thought I would be a lay preacher, but not going to be a pastor. So this man, when he came and he said, look, this is what I've seen. So he started training me as a disciple, and I was in charge of the Brussels branch here. And later on, I had to go to Ghana for a formal training for about 6 months to be confirmed as an ordained minister.
For Brotherhood?
Yeah, for Brotherhood. So that is how it came on. Yeah, actually, I never thought of becoming a pastor. The only two professions that when I was young I was interested was either to become a lawyer or become an accountant. And luckily, I managed to pursue the accountancy. So I thought I've achieved my aim, but this one just came in.
Wow. What are the challenges that you faced from the beginning of your ministry? Like, what are the some of the, I know you faced a lot. I can't say what are some of your challenges that you faced?
Yeah, I will take this opportunity to say a big thank you to Pastor Ajiman. There was one Ghanaian pastor here, I always pray for him and always thank God for his life. Because I think he was the first guy who started, to my knowledge, maybe I'm wrong, but I think he was the first guy who started doing these prayer meetings and all those stuff so it helped a lot. It brought people closer to God. And from there, that I think some people do understand the service and then all those things. But there were a group of people which some would term as the Gentiles, if we go to the scriptures. The Jews think they were filthy, they are not part of them. So we had that group also in Belgium here. And I was the chief of them all. Those of us, the society, thought we were not clean to be in a church. So when this one came, this Brotherhood church came, through God's help and the Spirit, we managed to cut across to people who wanted to be in a church, but people were preventing them from coming there. So I would say those are the people we started with.
I'm not cutting you short. Can I use the word or can I say some professions such as prostitution? Is this what you are referring to, or
Not
what kind of what kind of people?
I wouldn't say prostitution or something like that. Well, there are some who are even pushing drugs in the society, but and some were also prostitutes that people think. I remember a lady told me that she went to one church and he took I don't know how the maracas that the woman used to.
Yeah, a tambourine.
And then all of a sudden somebody just took it from her.
Yeah.
Who asked you to take
that
it?
thing? They fight about it in different at churches.
Yeah, but this one, she said, you don't qualify to take it.
Okay.
Because of where she was coming from. And she was so sad. And she came to me and said, forget about that. Maybe the Lord wants to do something differently. So, in fact, I encountered a lot of, even my pastor in UK, the Reverend Minister, somebody called to insult him that if you've come to establish a church, and these are the people you want to establish the church with. It was so demeaning, but like I would say, it was a calling. So I didn't care about who you are and what you are. Like if you come to the church, people you see them were people who has got names in a different way, and big men and women. But if you come and see me with them, there was a program there in Ghana back those days.
Yes.
Mr. Boama and some friends with Foretta, they came and said, so Pastor Theo, all these guys are here. How do you manage to control them? I said, I don't control anybody. And I'm one of them.
Yeah.
We're all equal. So this is not a to say, no. These guys are too tough. But I don't see it that way. Because not by my mind.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Then, and what helped me most, we were having some nursing mothers with us. And when we closed from church, wintertime, people will move their car and these women will go and chase the bus with the pram and all these things. So I told the bishop that no way, I can't take it. I think we have to organize a harvest to buy a car for the church. I got some people who have volunteered to drive. And thank God, those days, we raised 300,000 Belgian francs. And I was going to Holland after the harvest. I was in the bus when I saw a car written that
for sale.
For sale. I just dropped the next station and then came back and called one or two of the elders. I said, look, I found a car. Let's go and see if it will be okay. So we had the harvest this Sunday. The following Sunday, the car was in the church.
Amen.
And we were the first church, African church, to buy a car, and then we wrote our name,
on
Church
it.
of the Lord Brotherhood, on it. And it helped a lot, because when they come and they close, somebody would drop the needy ones to their places. So in the beginning, it wasn't easy, but thank God, and I can say it with confidence that I am no more with the Brotherhood Church now.
That was my next question, because when you introduce yourself.
I'm no more with them now.
Yeah.
But I have products there. When they stand outside and they are preaching or praying, they all say, oh, it was Pastor Theo who trained us. So that one alone, I'm comfortable with it. But sorry, I'm no more with them now. I'm in a different
Is there any reason you want to share it? That's why you left Brotherhood?
Well, I had an issue. And the bishop could not side with me. He said he got information, orders from Ghana that I have to be suspended. I was suspended for almost 5 years.
Oh, wow. For that long?
It wasn't possible. Well, I don't know. For them, it was possible. They said indefinite suspension.
Okay.
So I was waiting that maybe they will change their decision and call me back. But for 5 years, nothing. Until a time came, there's one guy. He is the next in command in my church now, and we call him Ebo Thompson, Uncle Ebo. He was saying, Pastor, no, if you don't establish a church, one day God will ask you a lot of questions, because for you, people look up to you.
Up to you, yeah.
Forget about what has happened. We know it's not your fault, but that is the ministry's distance. So I say, well, let's wait until when the Lord says we should do it. So finally, somewhere 2013, I was asleep, and I got a dream that something has to be done. So the next day I called the guy that, look, I think we have to start something. Because I was suspended, but my certificate was not taken away from me. And I still have my license, so I can practice. And then he asked me, what will be the name of the church? I said, okay, unless we pray over it, and I know God will tell me what to do. And it came to us that the church should be known as All Believers International Church.
All believers.
Believers.
Nobody is left out.
Nobody is left out. And that is how it happened.
Are there any specific spiritual or social needs among the Ghanaian communities that you have noticed or that you have encountered?
Like I can tell you, when we come to the social aspect, Brotherhood was the first church to be part of Ghana Council.
Okay.
Yes. Because I was the pastor there, and then I wrote them with the Ghana Council. And now we have about 4 more churches also in the Ghana Council, including All Believers International Church, which I'm the head pastor. And I believe in social distance more than what others may think. Yeah, sometimes when some men of God, when they see me, you move with the chiefs and all these things and all that, that one is not my concern, because I take myself as Paul. I was brought in to go to the Gentiles so that the Gentiles can see what we are seeing. So, for you to know, even I am the General Secretary of the Ghana Council, which some people really find it very...
That leads to my next question. I was about to ask, in which way or in what ways does your ministry support or collaborate with other organizations within the Ghanaian community here in Belgium?
Then, to continue, like I'm saying, I'm the General Secretary of the Council, and I am the chairman for Kwabre and Sechere Association. It's a community distance, so it speaks a lot. You know, I believe in that. I believe in helping each other than to say God
I'm a pastor, I'm a pastor, so I'm not allowed to, or I wouldn't associate myself with.
To me, Genesis up to Revelation, I haven't seen anything against that I should belong to a community like Ghana Council, for instance. I mean, we have different type of people together, and we're helping each other. We are helping as far back home. We are given portable drinking waters and WC and all these things for them. And my association, Kwabre Sechere, we've been doing too much. We're giving some portable water and then toilets and all these things through the help of Ghana Council and Mr. Koku Boama, the president. So I think, the society needs us and we need them too. And for me, my aim is to go closer to them. If they can't come to me, I have to go to them.
And you've been able to balance it with your...
Sure.
Personal life.
Sometimes it's very difficult. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes somebody will call me around 1 in the night.
Yeah.
My phone doesn't go off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe the person is even not part of my church. But he's a Ghanaian. He's in need. He needs a support from somewhere. I don't discriminate. Because where I was ordained, the primate told me that you are a universal pastor. You don't belong to one particular church. And I can say, because of that, some other churches, the pastors also trying to join their community groups, because they've seen to it that it's not a sin. It's not a sin to be a pastor and then you belong to a community. Our presence even helps. Because maybe when they go there and they will start drinking or saying some profane words and you are there, hey, pastor is here. Then they stop it. You see what I'm saying? So we become a security or a watchman. So for me, I don't see why people should stay behind whilst we can contribute and help. And because of that, even the youth, most of them are my friends. I go with them because I try to go to their level so that I can understand them and see how far I can help them.
You are a father as well.
I'm a father. I have 2 grown-up kids. Yeah, a boy and a girl. The boy is in UK now and the girl is in Holland.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I do understand some issues.
As you look toward the future, what is your hope towards the Ghanaian community, both spiritual and culturally?
Yeah. For the spiritual aspect,
Spiritual and cultural.
yeah, I think as time goes on, if you are able to draw our youth closer to us, they can improve. Because like Church of Pentecost, I learned they have PWI or so, which belongs to the only youth. And that is very, very good for us. And in my church, I delegate the powers to the youth to also do it all the time, so that when we are not there, they can take over from us. And when we come to social aspect, the Ghanaian community, our biggest problem is we find it difficult to penetrate through the youth. And we are finding it tough that in future, if we are not around, who is going to handle the Ghana Council? This is what we are praying, and we are trying to bring in the youth so that we can give them the mantle and then they take it from there. And the biggest problem of Ghana Council or the Ghanaian community in Belgium is, if you look at the girls and the boys, those one coming from home or even born here, the girls are much into education than the boys. So our fear is a time will come that our girls will be married to foreign nationals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they meet them at the universities. And most of the boys don't want to go to the university. A girl asked me, Sofo, look, I'm doing law.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'm paid 4,000 euros.
Yeah.
Why do you want me to go for a boy who is doing impacking?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I said, it's love. I said, no, during a time, that marriage was based on love. But us, no.
Yeah.
So this is a big headache that we are praying that the boys also can come up. Because the girl Fus is a graduate. She's got a master's degree, and you are at the station doing... this is the biggest problem of us all.
I've never thought of it that way, but you are right.
Yeah. Yeah. That is our fear.
Yeah.
That is our fear. That in future, well, I don't go against mixed race, you know what I'm saying? But every parent will be happy. Will be happy that their kids are married to people we do understand or we share the same culture. But it's not happening because I don't know if you guys have a way of helping the boys also to some of them are doing good.
Some of them
are doing good, and I appreciate them. But others, maybe they have some difficulties at home. It's time that we dig out and see why they are not so eager like the girls. Because you meet a girl, so I finished my first degree, I'm doing my master's, and say, oh, wow. Formerly, it should have been the boys, but so that is the biggest challenge. I'm praying
a little bit that I can say about that is, I don't know, maybe due to their home upbringing or knowing that from our culture, we know that the men are the one who put food on the table.
Sure.
In this generation, everybody can put food on the table, but it's like the men are focused more on making money.
Wow.
And we think like I can make the more money after I get the higher education. So
you are right.
Yeah.
Like when we were in Ghana, people will finish elementary school with, some of them started working as messengers at the ministries. And then we continue on. So those ones who continue on, you know, you may be a messenger for 4 years, but when someone finishes university or let's say high school and gets a job, the salary that one will be higher than yours. So we are pleading with the boys that in future they should also try.
Boys, if you are listening to Pastor Theo,
that is my concern. I beg them.
Advise yourself.
I beg them that they will get the money. And one here, no one will say that they don't discriminate. So always when I meet someone, I tell you, look, if you got a first degree, try to get a master's, because your color alone will discriminate when you are looking for a job. But if you have the master's and the white person is having the first degree, probably they will consider you. But if you are still at the bottom of the ladder, then consider yourself that you'll be nobody, you know.
Let's try and bring our beautiful conversation to an end. What is the advice that you would give to a someone thinking to get into the ministry? Like what would your advice be for such a person in this diaspora that we are living in, this Ghanaian community in Belgium?
I'm going to give the answer my primate gave to me in the day they were ordaining us. Prometheus K. Adolfo of All Believers International Church. He said, look, of Brotherhood Church. He said, look, you guys, the young ones among you going out there, for the church to grow, the women will raise you up, but they are the same people who will bring you down. So when you go, first thing, be careful. Don't be money conscious. You can't prosper. 2, don't follow the ladies. Try to control yourself. And always be humble. Serve them. Let them know that you are serving them. With these 3 things in mind, your ministry can grow. It's nice to be a pastor. It contains a lot of difficulties. But my advice to you is stay focused and know who has called you. The one who has called you is righteous and truthful, that no matter what, he will go with you. Don't be money conscious. Don't give false prophecies. I've seen this once, you've not seen it. And always be careful and control yourselves. With that, I believe God will take you far. May God bless you.
Pastor Theo, thank you so much for having us today.
You're welcome.
We had a wonderful conversation, and I'm sure those watching will learn a lot from this conversation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave your comment, share, like, subscribe. This initiative is brought to you by Ghana Council Belgium. If you know someone that you would love to nominate, don't forget to drop a comment at the comment section below, and we will try to reach out to the person. Thank you for watching. My name is Susu. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.